Hello everyone, it is I, Ryan, also known as thelovebat. And so, here we are, we have cleared through the Blood Bowl qualifiers in the previous episode with my Lizardman team, the Sea of Red. And we were able to beat a pretty good dwarf team last time, but it did not come without casualties. At what cost, you might ask? Well, we lost one of our skink, Fleiswater, to the, well, more than an injury bug. He was murdered and mauled by one of the dwarves, which was unfortunate because since it happened early in the match, I didn't really feel keen on using the apothecary on that, and it's like, what I really wanted to do was scream out, "No!" You know, and, do that, but, like, I felt really bad, and I wanted to just, do something like that, but, because of the fact that they were an acceptable casualty, I guess, is the kindest way to phrase it. So they weren't very valuable compared to every other player, and so I couldn't, justify using the apothecary on them at the start of the match, so... And we already have plenty of players on our team, and it was... I mean, it's kind of gut-wrenching to lose someone like that, and to lose it in such a way, but... Again, that's Blood Bowl, and we were planning on eventually cutting a couple of skink from our team anyways, to make sure that the only players that are getting the star player points from touchdowns and MVP awards and things like that are players who have good quality level ups and skills, so... so far we have plenty of plus movement based skink, so we have lots of mobility, we have a pretty good blitzing skink that also has sidesteps so that are difficult to get away from the ball, and then we have a throwing skink which has actually come in pretty handy because since throwing is harder than picking the ball up because of due to stunty, the passing reroll comes into play much more often than the pickup reroll does for, like, say, sure hands, for example. So, I mean, passing has been pretty good, and it's been easier for them to get more star player points by being able to throw the ball more often. And so by throwing the ball a little bit each match, they kind of slowly get the star player points up without having to take the touchdowns, as it were. And so we have Mazda of Itza, who's getting closer to a level up here, and as a +1 strength skink, that's pretty good for them. So hopefully they can get a good quality level up on their next, the next time that they score a touchdown or get a KO, or not a KO, but an injury on some guy, some poor sap that he blitzes and knocks to the ground. And then Axel of the Lake, who has been pretty good at scoring for us. They're also close to a level up with +1 movement and catch. So they can make a pretty darn good team with Munditeek. Munditeek can throw, Tenqulaticus and Axel of the Lake can catch, and Chaqkoet can move around a lot faster, which might make them a decent ball carrier, and also maybe allows them to get in more assists for someone like Mazda of Itza or one of the Sauruses that are overall doing pretty well. We've been trying to get Huntzor leveled up the past couple of matches and we're unsuccessful. Tried to get him a touchdown against the High Elf team. That didn't quite work out, but the High Elf team that we played 2 matches ago. And then Coalshix, I think he got the MVP award last match and he's very close to leveling up now. And then Croc Hunter's been going along, still getting a good amount of KOs due to Mighty Blow and just being a strong mofo, basically. So Croc Hunter has been doing quite a bit of hunting, and the fact that he has 6 strength and prehensile tail on guard means that they are just very difficult to deal with. The next level up, I might get them stand firm to make sure that they can't be moved off the ball. But if we roll a double, then we're going to probably get... I'd say we'd probably get block on him. That's just an all-out great offensive and defensive skill for someone like him. So hopefully we'll get that going. And then if I roll a double on a level up for a skink, like maybe Lazit De-qah, the newest addition to the team, replacing some of the skink that we left behind, then we might get the kick skill on them if we get a double on their first level up, because we don't have anyone with that skill, and it gives me a reason to substitute them in on defense for somebody else, and then we can get them other skills after that. So the next opponent that we're going up against is a very low team value Nurgle team. I guess they must have found a way to qualify for the Blood Bowl qualifiers based on having... I mean, they don't have much experience because they don't have very many star player points, so they haven't scored many touchdowns here, if at all. I would expect the team to be... that's in the main event tournament for Blood Bowl to have more star player points in development than this. They don't have very many skills. They have some thick skull. They have a good blitzer here with claw and horns, with the claws and the horns. And they have a blocking Nurgle warrior. And then the Beast of Nurgle has lots of debilitating abilities, but they're also kind of slow. And they have really stupid, so they have to have someone else next to them to really be able to do stuff. They just don't really have too many skills on this team right now, so the fact that we have block on our Lizardman now, and Skink that can dodge around against a team that doesn't have tackle, means that we're going to probably be able to run circles around them similar to the dwarves, except these guys are going to hold up a little bit better to blocking. However, with our guard players and them having no guard players on their team, I'm assuming that we're going to be able to do pretty well against them. So, I mean, it is Nurgle. They are a strong team if they actually get some decent level ups here, but... Okay, so it looks like they're getting a couple of star players, Master Chef, and some extra rerolls, so I'm not really concerned about that. I mean, extra rerolls, you know, every team is going to have them at this point. We have plenty of rerolls ourselves, so I'm not really concerned. And opposing star players haven't really been all that great for opposing teams. We've been usually able to deal with them, be able to handle them fairly well. So I am not really concerned about star players on other teams here. So it looks like they chose the Chainsaw Goblin. And so I'm not sure who the other star player is. I don't know if I recognize them. I guess a Tentacles dude right here might be exclusive to playing a Nurgle team. I don't know if they're like a vampire or just a monstrosity. But then here is the Sea of Red team in all of their glory. With slight bits of screen tearing in there, but can't win them all. Not every game is optimized to eliminate screen tearing. I wish that they were, but you know what? It happens. Could just be my PC is a bit slower than normal too compared to other computers, so. And as usual, they win the coin toss. We don't. We're on defense once again. I have no idea if that's luck or if the game just hates us, but we're going to be okay. So they get one reroll, we lose one. They have a bunch of rerolls, but that's okay because they got all their inducements spent on it. So I would much rather have them spend inducements on team rerolls than having a bunch of skills on their players. So sipping on my ice water while I'm figuring out what to do in a world without fly swatter on our team. So on a defense, we definitely want you in there. Oh. And let's go ahead and get the passing player out of there because we don't need him in on defense. You being out of the game is fine because you have more star player points than my other catching the Skink. You're the one with diving catch and all that. Let's go and put you behind here. Since our Nurgle warriors can end up matching up fairly well against our Lizardmen, we probably want to not have all of them on the line here. I'm not really concerned at all about the sideline. They are not a very mobile team, so I'm not going to be worried too much about this and leaving the sideline open. Okay. And then let's protect. Well, they're on offense though, so I guess I want to try and protect some of my block sources from getting injured here. So let's have my block sources on the edge where they can't be attacked by their chainsaw. And what does this guy do? Let's see, he's a loner. He has the tentacles, not that relevant for us, because he's going to be locked up by our Lizardman. He has pass, strong arm. Alright, so they're more of a throwing type player that's somewhat decent on defense to prevent dodges. And let's go and put our block player on the edge and let their chainsaw guy go after Huntzor, who's not as valuable. Let's save this setup into defensive setup 3 in case we end up going against a similar matchup to this. And let's confirm. The Beast of Nurgle will be somewhat difficult to deal with, but with 2 guard players and a 6 strength Kroc Hunter. Oh, we get another team reroll because of our cheering fans. Nice. So yeah, we should be able to do okay. We're not going to be able to throw the ball quite as well in this kind of matchup, but I think we're going to do alright for ourselves. Tackle isn't really going to be useful in this matchup because they don't really have any dodge on their team, so it looks like they're doing it with a zombie here. Or a rotter, I guess. They're not technically zombies, they still have 3 agility, but would have expected them to maybe go with this guy as the ball handler because he has more movement, harder to get on the ground, I imagine, than most. They don't really have Mighty Blow on many players, except for, I think their Beast of Nurgle is the only one that has a Mighty Blow, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get as many injuries in this match. This guy might be able to get injuries too with the claws and the horns, I guess, but for the most part, I think we're going to be doing okay here. So we have a 3-strength Skink right there. He doesn't have guard, so I could potentially still get a block in on them. I can potentially get a blitz on him onto their good blitzer there. And then I can run some Skink up the sideline maybe to try and take advantage of that. Let's try and get someone up the sideline first. In fact, I'll start getting a couple of people up the sideline because they're not a very mobile team. We can blitz in with you from right here and have a 2-die blitz. It's probably the best I'm going to be able to get with all my sources against this team, so I need 3 assists to be able to get more than a 2-die for the sources, so Let's block him in that direction, and let's go ahead and follow this. Yeah, we'll follow it up to protect our skink a bit more. And then let's just get you in a position right here to provide an assist for this skink to make a block. I guess that's only a 1 die, so I might need to make some other blocks first. That's a 2 die, so let's go and block down on this guy. Nice. And we'll follow it up to get another assist on the Beast of Nurgle, and we got a KO already on a Nurgle Warrior. They have thick skull, but we were able to go ahead and get them taken care of. And then now we have to make some blocks over here. Let's go ahead and make a block right here. Nice. Then we have plenty of assists over here for a Saurus or something. Let's follow that one up. And that's only 2 die. Alright, so it's a 2 die either way. Let's go ahead and do this then. That way we have a better chance at least of a reroll or something. Let's just move them right there. And we want to go and stay here and free up our guard player as far as tackle zones go. And then I want you to get right... right here would be better, because then we can tie up the... oh, well, dang it. Dagnabbit, that did not work out very well. It might be better just to dodge out of here then if I can't get a reasonable block. Which kind of sucks. I was hoping to be able to get an assist somewhere, but... Alright then, well, Axel of the Lake's going to have to take a chainsaw to the face this time around, but I'm hoping it's not going to turn out too badly. We might as well re-roll this. It's worth re-rolling. And they don't get it. Okay. Well, that was not a comparatively a very good turn for us. So we used a re-roll. We didn't get anything out of it. We have a chainsaw to the face of a skink, which is not good. I was hoping that would get one more assist in there. Maybe with one of my big dudes over here. Naturally, they're going to go this direction because we have this area covered up a bit too much for them. So they're going to cage up the ball carrier. Hopefully next turn Boneheaded doesn't come into play with our Kroxigor. Alright, so that one didn't work out for them. He has sidestep, so we're going to sidestep away from all the action over there. They're not going after any of these skinks, so that's good. I can hopefully get us around. 1 die block. That does not go too well for them, thankfully. And just a stun, that's actually pretty acceptable considering it was a chainsaw, so I'm actually not really mad about that. And let's just go ahead and get you in the middle of all this. Actually, maybe getting right there might actually be better, because then we can cover up many more players. Since he has guard, that's going to help out quite a bit. And then we can get a 2 die on him. Another guard player in here would actually be pretty nice. Could also put the guard... Well, I don't want to put him down by the chainsaw guy. We want to leave the chainsaw guy on an island. So our 3-strength skink is right there. We could potentially free him up. Let's just get the guard player in here. 2 guard players on the ball carrier is going to be pretty sweet. So you have a 2 die block on him. That's a 1 die. We could potentially free up this guy to provide another assist, or maybe just blitz in somewhere. If they blitz, can they potentially get in here to blitz? Well, they might have to. Might be more advantageous to do a dodge for a reroll to blitz here. Yep, so we'll do that later. We'll do the less risky blocks first. Yep, we have blocks, so we'll take that. Get them on the ground, and now we can hopefully do some things with you. If we get an assist on him, then we can make another block right there as well. Let's just do this, so maybe we can go ahead and free up some things over here. We can free up our Skink to maybe get in a blitz, so let's get the 3-strength Skink hopefully freed up here. And let's just get him away from all the action. We will stay there, leave that Nurgle warrior on an island. And then you can make a 2-die block here with block, which is pretty safe. Again, let's leave him on an island, and we're not going to follow that up. Now we can potentially get in. We'll potentially get in with you, I guess, but we'd have to maybe do another block. Could just blitz over here and not follow it up just to get someone away from the ball. If we do, no, well, that requires a dodge. If we wanted to blitz from here, would that still be a 2-die? No. But if we get you, say right there, then we could. I'm willing to try it. And we get it. And I'm not going to follow that one up, because I want him next to the Beast of Nurgle, knock him around. Alright, so that was a reasonable turn for us. I didn't make the block over here because it was... Well, obviously I couldn't because he had to stand up, but... We're trying to leave some of their players on an island so they can't really do anything, hopefully, here. And the chainsaw failed. Loner failed, so there goes their reroll. And he's stunned, and he's not doing anything, and they get a turnover. Alright, so I still have a Skink here in scoring position, and Mazda of Itza getting a touchdown would be good too to level them up. We are in a very good spot right now. I'll leave them on the ground for now, but I'll have them probably come in to assist Coalshix over there. So now we could get a 2-die block there, clear up some space, and then we can blitz the ball carrier. That's probably a good idea. Let's just go ahead and do this now. So that way if we need the reroll for it, then we can use it for this. Let's just have him next to the ball carrier so maybe the ball can scatter a bit more. If we get like a knockdown here or something. And then I think that this should be a 3-die blitz. Yep, 3-die blitz with block. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Reroll, block, we have everything we need to do this, so... And hopefully we get a good scatter here. And even if he catches the ball, we have 2 guys next to him to block him. Alright, well that's excellent. That is pretty awesome, actually. And then we can potentially get a 3-die block in here. Let's just go ahead and have you next to the ball and next to the tentacle guy that we can hopefully knock down. And so I want to go ahead and block you with a 3-die block with a reroll. Alright. And let's get the tentacle guy away from the ball here. Yeah, let's just move these bodies a little bit over here. Let's go ahead and move away from the chainsaw. You would be a good candidate to score. You would also be a good candidate to score, but let's just move you up here for now. And get in a block down here with foul appearance. We're not going to reroll that. Now let's see if we can free up one of our sources here. And then we're just going to stay there, keep their Nurgle warriors from getting free blocks on us. And then let's go ahead and get Huntzor up here, and then maybe we can go ahead and hand the ball off to them here at some point. You have block. That's only a 1-die though. That, however, is a 2-die. Maybe should have sent Huntzor over here to assist on the Beast of Nurgle. A 1-die with block. Do I feel good about that? I guess. And then let's go ahead and follow it up, and again stay away from the chainsaw guy. Oh, we get an injury though. Just a stun it looks like though. And then let's again get you up here perhaps. Around the ball, making sure that they're not doing a whole lot. And then let's go ahead and get you in for the pickup. This is worth using a reroll on, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And since I don't have my reroll, I am just going to go ahead and end my turn here, probably. Maybe I'll just go ahead and move him one more spot, though. Worth the risk. We get him out of blocking range. They're forced to blitz him if they want to try and knock him down and dodge away and do all that kind of stuff. It's going to be difficult for them to try and dodge into there for any of their players, because the Skink right here makes it a bit difficult. Chainsaw guy is stunned. Beast of Nurgle is stunned. Some of their players are out in no man's land. They're going to get a block in on Axel of the Lake here because Foul Appearance came out. And they tried to dodge in for a blitz. Not working. Worked that time, but... Oh, and with sidestep, we're just going to go ahead and sidestep right over there. So we're still close to the end zone. We have a 3-die block with Croc Hunter on this poor fellow. Oh, and Axel of the Lake got injured down here. Alright, so no level up for them this time around, but at least they're not seriously hurt. No debilitating injuries, I guess, so... We avoided the bad kind of injuries, so that's good. I mean, obviously badly hurt's not very good for this particular match, but as long as we don't lose any of our talented players for the long term, I guess it's just the main concern. I do want to get Huntzor leveled up here, so that's a consideration. Probably should just try making some blocks here. That's an easy 3-die block. This is also a 2-die block. We have a couple 2-die blocks here if we want them. And you could potentially get a block in there as well. Let's do the important one first, which is 3 dice. Maybe we can get an injury here as well if we're lucky. Let's just move them down there. Well, I guess they're going to have to dodge away anyway. We're going to have to free up some space. Let's just move them away from the ball as much as we can. Oh, injury. Yeah, we returned the favor. get a thick skull player down and out, and Croc Hunter is hopefully going to be nice and happy about that. His efforts to go ahead and do the bashing and crashing, as our team motto indicates. So I am also happy about that. Huntzor, we're going to probably try and hand the ball off to him to get them leveled up. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2-die here first, and then we're going to try and get a 3-die in on this dude if we can do that. I don't know if we can, though. Mazda of Itza could also make a block as well. Let's just go for the block player blocking this dude, since he's a bit more important to get on the ground. We don't want him to move, we want him to stay here, so we're just going to block. And then let's do the 2-die here with the reroll if we need it. Let's keep him next to Croc Hunter. We're going to follow up this one. Nice. And we're going to get in with an assist over here. Let's go ahead and do this one to make sure Skink don't get a free block on them. We do want to reroll that one. Push is fine. I think we want to free up our Saurus still. Now it's time to make another block on this dude right here. Do I want to be by the Beast of Nurgle, or do I want to be by the Chainsaw? I think I'd rather be by the Chainsaw. I can at least block if I wanted to. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do next to the Chainsaw here. Could just score a touchdown here, but I do want to try and get Huntzor leveled up if possible. So let's get Huntzor over there. We're going to try a handoff, I think. We don't have a reroll here, but let's move you right there. Try and hand it off to him, see if we can get him star player points. Oh, we barely missed it. Okay, well, at least we still end up with the ball here, and then we're going to try and make a block here, otherwise they're going to try and block us. So, neutral, okay. And that's going to be the end of the turn. So we retain possession of the ball, which is the important part. They used the reroll on the very stupid reroll, so at least they don't have a reroll here now. They could try dodging or try moving around to get a blitz on the ball carrier, but they don't have a reroll now, so... Okay, so they do have a 2-die block there because they have 2 assists, so that's unfortunate, but at the very least we're holding up all of their players down there. They're not really making much headway. And they managed to get the 1-die block there, which just sucks, but... And they're going to blitz a Skink. Well, okay then. I mean, they might get an injury here, but as long as it's only a stun, I mean, that's usually not the worst thing if a Skink gets only stunned, so... So I think we just want to get you right next to all these people. Make sure that they can't really do anything. Might be better to stand you up just to make sure that they can't get their players out and going over there. Stand you up as well. You have block. Let's try and see if we can get rid of the blitzing player here. That's very good for them. And let's follow this one up. And then could take a 2-die right there. Let's go ahead and get you kind of next to the ball carrier as well and get you out of the scrum. Not going to stand them up because I don't want them getting surfed out of bounds and risking an injury. With the reroll, this is still fairly safe. A move is fine. Push, I mean, is fine. And we'll follow that up just to keep the player on all those dudes. And then we're going to try the handoff again. We might use a reroll on it if we need to. And we get it. So I'm going to take the touchdown here. I'm not going to fuddle around with anything else. Huntzor, welcome to Level Up World. I don't know if I've ever scored a touchdown with a Saurus before. It might be the second time I've done it. I might have done it once before. I know I've tried doing it a couple times before. But, you know, the previous time I tried doing it, it was unsuccessful. But this time, Huntzor, he gets in for good. Alright, so the KO comes back. So we're even on the player count, So their chainsaw guys sent off, their tentacle guys still going to be in there, so we're still even on the player count, I think, because our KO player came back. Let me double check. 3, 6, 10, 11. So yeah, we're even on the player count, but any more injuries for them, and we are going to be ahead. I could have the passing player in here so I can try and attack the ball maybe, and then try and make a pass for a touchdown and a quick score, so that might be the play. If so, I'm going to try and protect him as much as possible. So somewhere like there would be fairly safe. They have to go through a good amount of people to get there. Thankfully thankfully we have one of their more mobile players already taken out of the game. Let's go ahead and put a block player in here. And confirm that for our setup. Stick the ball right there. Hopefully it's going to be nice in the middle of the field. Alright, so they get a free move. They're probably not going to take advantage of it. Because they don't have any guard or block in the middle, except for maybe one guy. So their block player is not in the middle. He's over here. Okay. Yeah, so because they don't really have any guard or block in the middle, so being able to block with any of their middle players is not really all that good. They have a 1-die at best, maybe, or not even that. With our 2 guard players, the Beast of Nurgle isn't going to be able to make any blocks, so... And just a push is pretty acceptable there. He's going to have a 2-die block with the assist of the Skink next turn. And with Loner, their Beast of Nurgle is going to be knocked on the ground here. Alright, so that went pretty darn well. The Beast of Nurgle basically decided to go ahead and trip on their own tentacle feet there, or whatever they have, so... Unfortunately, that's not the Saurus that we have with tackle. But we can get some assists in there, I think. We could also potentially just blitz in with 3 strength. Well, I guess that'd be kind of difficult to do. We have to go for it to do that. Could just get in on the 3 strength dude right here and try and prevent them from getting in anywhere. You know what? Maybe getting him in here is better, so that way we can try and tie up some of these guys. And maybe what we do is we block over here and then we get in our guard player in front to protect them. Alright, push is fine. And let's go ahead and stay there away from the beast of Nurgle. Let's move in our guard player over here so that way we can get a 2-die block or possibly a 3-die block in here. Yeah, I think with the aid of a skink, we should be able to get a 3-die block in here. And maybe we can send the Saurus up here to blitz the Rotter back there. Oh no, let's see. Let's go ahead and do this first since we want the reroll. No, never mind. I guess it's not a 3-die like I was hoping. I have to get 1 more assist. Okay. Well, I guess if we're going to move anyone, let's move you and let's just keep you on all these players and follow up on that. And then let's go ahead and block with the block player for a 2-die block here. And not follow that up. And I could blitz their tentacle guy and then run through some skink maybe. Maybe that's just the best thing to do here. So I can make an avenue to try and attack the ball. Maybe get another score in. Yep, let's do this. Follow it up. And then we are going to get you right in the middle of all that. And then our Kroxigor is going to get right in the middle of all this. I think maybe having you on the Nurgle Warrior might be better though. Oh. Yeah. So let's just get him on the Nurgle. Oh, gosh dog it, Bonehead. Do I want to re-roll that? I mean, if I'm going to re-roll something, it might as well be this. But, okay, I'm not going to re-roll it. With Loner, maybe it's just not worth it. I mean, maybe it was worth trying to re-roll there because I only have 3 turns left, but... let's at least get 1 skink up here to try and get in. Oh, well that... yeah, it's probably a good idea I didn't move there because then I would be going for it, and that's probably not wise. So it looks like they're going to try and set up a cage here. And then maybe they'll blitz in with a Nurgle Warrior and go for it. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so they get Saurus on the ground. That's okay. He's going to get up and he's going to tie up all these players anyway. Maybe not so wise to try dodging with a Rotter, though. They ate up all their rerolls. They have no reroll left for this turn, and whatever blitz that they do. I guess they didn't do a blitz. Sand you up. Tie up those 3 players. We need to move you first if we're going to do anything. Let's get you into scoring position here. Yeah, you're the passing player. You're a catching player, so we might want to get you into scoring position too. With +1 movement, we probably could move them in for a potential touchdown there. So we could try getting a 2-die block in on the Beast of Nurgle here. I think it's probably worth trying. Let's see, you have block. Maybe we can try moving him in first and see if we can make any headway here. So that way we'll at least know if the tackle zone is still there or not before doing anything else. So let's go and make this 2-die block, and then maybe we can get a blitz in to the ball carrier here. Nice. So it is kind of difficult to be able to blitz in there now because there's a lot of traffic going on. Maybe we can just try and get in someone else to... I think I'd rather do the built-in dodge reroll instead. Alright, hopefully we don't fail this. Alright, very good. Alright. Let's just try and take care of this Nurgle warrior right here. Maybe next turn we can blitz and pick up the ball somehow. And definitely want to follow up on this one. And yeah, we can get right next to the ball with at least one guy, so we don't have to blitz for that if we don't want to. And then, oh, let's get you right there. I'm going to try and make one final block on their Beast of Nurgle. Try and protect him a little bit, and then make the block here. Alright, maybe we'll get lucky and get an injury on their Beast of Nurgle. And we'll stay there so they don't get a free block with him at some point. And we have one Saurus that's next to the ball right now, so that's good enough. Some of our Skink are a bit vulnerable right now if they want to blitz them, but we at least have some players that are in scoring position here if we can get anything going with the ball here. I guess technically we have 2 players next to the ball. Ideally we make the block with him, and if we knock him down we can push him back somewhere. So they're getting knocked down, so they may not be a scoring threat now. Alright, so they get that block. They're getting some blocks against us, but they're really having to get the numbers advantage to do that on any of these blocks, so they're putting the tentacle player next to a skink. Makes sense. We do have a blitz on the tentacle player to try and knock him down. Alright, so what's this block like? That's a 2-die. That's actually pretty acceptable here. And then I could blitz the tentacle guy to try and get him on the ground. Yeah, I think it's worth it just to go ahead and do this one first to see if we can get it. Alright, so I think that we're going to go ahead and take block here just to get him on the ground. See where the ball ends up. Okay, so we at least get a KO. Alright, so that is possible. That's possible. We can get a... I think we can get a 3-die block in here with Croc Hunter. I think with 1 assist that should be good enough. And then we can try blitzing over here. Blitz over there to free up the skink. I guess we may not be able to do that now. I don't want to use my reroll on that one. I thought about blitzing to free up one of my skinks. You'd have to dodge and go for it. Let's just try and get this dude away from the ball. That's probably the most important part, so... And I guess it doesn't really matter if he stays or not. So we have to decide, do we try and get away from the tentacle player, or do we try dodging and going for it? So I don't think that would result in a turnover. So yeah, I have to kind of decide here. Let's see if we can dodge out of here first. Oh, come on, don't fail it now. Alright, good. We have to also get out of the zone of influence for the, all this stuff here, so... I think we want to go anywhere. We want to go right here. Alright. So we can't really do anything else here. We just need to try and pick this up and then go for it here. I'd rather take the pass than to going for it, I think, because we have built-in rerolls for the passing. And then we can do a reroll with the catch. So... Oh, fudge. Well, it was worth trying. Dude, going for it's probably safer, but, you know, I tried. I tried getting someone else some star player points there, so... I could have tried bashing against the Beast of Nurgle, but not likely we're going to be able to injure the Beast of Nurgle for any of the star player points, so... I just didn't even try to do it. So I figured it wasn't going to be as likely to work because the Saurus down there didn't have block on him, so... Alright, now that we're in an offense, now let's go ahead and see who do we want to take out of the game for offense. Probably Tenqulaticus. But, yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah, Tenqulaticus is pretty far away from leveling up, so let's just go ahead and get these other guys some potential for star player points here. Our passing player back there. I think I definitely want to, or maybe what I should do is instead put the skink on the sideline here for the assist on the tentacle guy. And then what I can do here is maybe I can potentially block down and get something going there. Alright, so there are block players over there, so I should probably put my block Saurus over there to make sure that we can match up with them okay. So plus movement speed dude is right here. Maybe I should have both of my block players out here on the edges. And I think that'll be how we set things up here. Okay, so we can potentially get in a foul, I guess. Alright, so let's probably try taking care of some of these rotters or people like that first. Let's go ahead and take care of Tentacle Guy. See if we can get him on the ground. There we go. Could have tried to surf him out as well, but I'd rather try this first. Just get rid of the assisting players for now, mostly. And let's follow that up, and hopefully we can surf that rotter off to the side. It does close off the sideline here, which is valid, but I think we'll be okay. And let's just try making a series of blocks going down here. If we're lucky, we might get an injury or something like that. Okay, push is fine. Let's just go ahead and stay there. Stay a bit closer to the ball here. That would be difficult to get to be a 3-die. I can blitz, however, with one of these guys now. If I'm going to blitz, I'd probably want to blitz right here. And if I'm going to blitz, I probably want to blitz from right there. And I think we should... actually, we're not going to follow it up. I think we want to just get around the ball here. Make sure that things are all nice and cagey right here. Not really in a position to try and outrun the rotters right now. This will be a 2-die block, but with an easier reroll, so I'll just take this one right now. Get him away from the ball. Let's just stay there. Push things up nice and good. And then let's just move you right into the middle of all that. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, that happens. Get you right there. You can... yeah, right there is probably fine. And then we should have enough movement just to get in here for the pickup at least. So let's see how we do here. Bonehead kind of sucks, but it's not the worst time for that to happen. So I'm pretty okay with how this turn went. We were able to at least get a good cage going before the ball landed. We might get a surf on that Rodder right there if we don't get knocked down by the Nurgle warrior. They're probably going to try and make a block here, but if it's both down, then he'll stay where he is, and he can possibly get the Rodder pushed out. They're investing a lot of guys to go over here to the left side against that Saurus, so the right side of the field here is fairly well open. I don't know, maybe they were thinking that I might switch sides and I'm not going to get past this Pestigor here. But they might be sorely mistaken here, because I'm very mobile as a team, so... So they have this Saurus pincered in by the sideline. They could potentially try and surf him, but they dodged and failed. And they failed again! Alright, so he'll avoid at least getting surfed this turn unless they blitz with the Rodder next turn, so... That's just a 2-die. I need one more assist to get in there. You having guard would be very good in here. But I think that I might want to maybe blitz first. Well, this is actually a 2-die block without an assist, so... Trying to think here. I could do a blitz with him instead with using the guard player, so maybe I can just do that instead. This guy doesn't have block anyway, so it's going to be essentially the same kind of block here. And this should be a 2-die. Let's go for this one. And if he gets an injury, then he gets leveled up too, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to move him right there. And I'm going to go ahead and... You know what? I might as well follow this up so that way I can get a cage going here forward. And then... Let's just move him up here. Let's move the ball carrier up here as well. They don't have a whole lot of movement to be able to go up there and get him. And then, let's see. So the guard player is right there. Let's go ahead and... Let's just get the tackle player... You know, I might want to make some other blocks first before deciding on that. Let's go ahead and get this going in the middle. And then maybe I can get Croc Hunter up there. I might need to follow this one up so that way I have someone in here to tie up these guys. And then let's go ahead and tie up the Nurgle. Oh no! Oh gosh, dog it game. Alright, well, that's okay. And then let's try and protect our ball carrier. Protecting him is probably best to put him right there. Trying to protect my skink while at the same time protecting my ball carrier here, so... And let's put him in between the skinks and all these other guys. And then we'll get a 2-die block right here. Alright, so that works. And then I want to prevent him from getting surfed, so I'm going to take the 1-die here to try and get out of there. And I get him away from that Nurgle warrior as well. So we have a lot of other players tied up here. We have our skink very forward here, very well protected. 3-strength skink is going to be hard to blitz, so we have a guard player that's protecting these 2 squares, and then another Saurus up here as well. They blitz and only get a push, so they're kind of giving up on the ball here. They could have potentially taken out this Saurus and then tried blitzing up here somewhere, but they are going to try and block the Saurus, but they probably should have done that first and then blitzed. And they already used their reroll, it seems, or they didn't want to use it. And I don't know, thankfully they've gotten punished for some of their blocks, but that was actually a pretty safe block. A 2-die is usually pretty good for most bashing teams, so especially when you're up against the bashing team, you have to try and take what you can get, essentially. Okay, so ideally I could get you in there, but it's not looking like it's going to happen, so maybe I could just put you right here, make sure that all these guys are tied up pretty well next turn. And then we have a favorable block on this Rodder right here. Let's just push them away from everything. I want to keep these big guys over here that are closer to the wall all tied up. And I might throw a pass this next turn, which is why I'm waiting on doing anything here. Because I want to get Mazda of Itza leveled up so I can get him the ball, then that would be great. So let's do this safe block right here, and maybe we can get him surfed. And maybe we can get this guy blocked as well. Since we're a bashing team, I gotta take more of these opportunities here when I can. Injury? Nope. And then we'll get the 2-die block on this dude. When I have the reroll available, I'm more than happy to try and take some of these blocks, so keep all these guys all in that mess. He's not going to be able to do much. I could blitz. I mean, that's probably a good idea, actually, since they're not going to be able to move up there to go up and get him, so yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. And we have the reroll for it if we need it. Push is okay. We're just going to stay there so we keep him free and we can move him around where we need him. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to... maybe not over there. That's probably not the best. So let's maybe in the middle of the field here is probably best. So we're somewhat away from these players on the edges for this particular sequence. And I'm just trying to keep the ball away from the sidelines as much as possible, so that way I don't fumble a pickup attempt and then it goes out of bounds and scatters randomly. So, and then passing from here is probably fairly safe to get him the ball. All right, very nice. And I'm just going to leave him there and hope for the best. They're going to get a couple of 2-die blocks on him maybe, but for now we can surf their star player there. We might be able to surf this Rotter as well, if we're lucky. So Munditeek, our nice little quarterback here, is racking up some star player points. We don't need to get him touchdowns to do it now, which is pretty solid, I would say. Makes it easier to distribute it without having to get all the same Skink players scoring. Again, ideally I would get more of the Saurus' touchdowns, but they're kind of tied up at the moment, and my tackle player, maybe not the best player to level up. For the most part, for the touchdowns anyway. The tackle Saurus is more of a matchup-based kind of Saurus, so he's not, not the most prudent to level them up, if anyone. Alright, so now what do I want to do? We can try and surf him. We have a block there if we want it. Maybe we can just wait here. How far can he go? We can't really get there. He can kind of get there. So let's just move him over there. So that way we can get a couple more blocks in here first. Maybe we can send you to get here to assist town. Might not be necessary, but let's just go ahead and protect you then. We'll just do this whole song and dance of our skinks up here. I don't think that they're needed down there because we have guard players to take care of the assisting. Let's also protect our passing players so that way they don't get injured here. Alright, so let's try surfing him first, see how this goes. Alright, so we get him out of bounds. And we'll stay there so we don't get taken to the sideline ourselves. Doesn't look like we got an injury there, but what else is new? They have a pretty good armor value team. I think I want to go for him first because he's the more mobile player here. He's the only one that could get to the ball carrier and foil my plans, so... let's follow this one up. Oh, injury? Nope, just a start. And then let's go for the Nurgle warrior to try and get him down. We don't have blocks, so I'm not gonna, risk a turnover there. I'm not gonna do the turnover, at least, is what I meant. So we have the Rotter tied up now. We can make a block right there. And we're gonna stay there, and again, keep some of our sources free, so that way we need to move them around if we can. And lastly, let's see if we can take care of the Beast of Nurgle. We might as well re-roll this, or try to. Because we have only 5 turns. We only have 4 turns left and 5 re-rolls, so might as well. And let's go ahead and follow that up so we have a potential block against the Nurgle warrior there. And I think that's going to do it for that turn. So this game is also going fairly well. Obviously, we could have scored it one more time at the end of the first half, but it's not really the score that matters. It's sort of the progression of your players and just winning the matches, I think, is also a consideration. Making sure that you don't suffer key injuries. The worst injury that we probably suffered was the second match that we had, where the Saurus that got the MVP of our first match ever ended up dying in the second match, and the star player points kind of went to waste a bit too early. That kind of stunted a bit of our development with our heavy-hitting Sauruses here. Alright. Sipping on the water a bit just to make sure that I'm nice and hydrated for what's to come here. Excuse me. Okay, so I don't know if you have enough movement to get all the way around here, but you can get fairly well around. I'm obviously going to be a 2-die block regardless, so maybe I just do that first. Then I can blitz in the block player somewhere else, I'm betting. Stand him up. Maybe we just move in the tackle player right here to get an assist on the Nurgle warrior for a blitz. And then we can blitz him right here and see if we can get him on the ground. I think it's worth re-rolling our blitz. We have blocks, so this block is still going to be fairly decent. And then we're going to go ahead and whatever, we're going to follow this one. Now we can get you over here where I really want you, which is right here. But I can also get him in there as well. Maybe that might be better. He's not going to be able to do anything next turn, I think, so let's go ahead and do the block here. The Rotter is a bit closer, but then here I got a 2-die block there or 2-die block there. The Beast of Nurgle may be a bit more important to try and get down, so let's go ahead and... Alright, so Bonehead activates. Try and protect the passing player. We're just going to stall out the game just slightly here to see if we can get some more blocks going. And that'll be the end of this turn. Sometimes as a bashing team, stalling out the game is not a bad idea here, so... I have the ball in the hands of the player that I want to score and level up, so... No need to try and make any passing attempts or doing anything like that anymore. So yeah, this is I know this is also a pretty common tactic in actual competitive player versus player type games and multiplayer and everything. If you're a bashing team, then commonly you'll stall out the game a bit and try and get in blocks to level up your sort of more bashing players, and then just kind of keep your ball carrier away from all the carnage. Alright, now we're at a point where we might try and just go ahead and score here. Now that they're getting some blocks, they have a bunch of guys over here now. Our Sauruses are getting beat up a little bit, but not too much. Him missing out in his tackle zones this time around kind of hurt us. Yeah, without his tackle zone here, we have to get him to do something to get his tackle zone back. So I don't know, maybe we just make the block with him here, and then we can blitz the block player here on like their rodder over there. I don't know, let's at least try it. Okay, well that didn't work very well. So that's only a 1 die. This should be 1 die. So we don't have any good blocks here, unfortunately. You're a guard player though, so maybe? Nope. Yeah, we don't really have any good blocks here, unfortunately. So I think that we might just have to maybe blitz in with a Skink or something like that, and then just go ahead and score. I mean, we could potentially just move a Skink like over here and then make a block and then score. Let's just move him right there in case things go terribly wrong. So we can do this. It's at least something to try and do something. So let's follow that up so we can't just move around wherever he wants. And then I think we're just going to score here because our blocks are not looking too hot, and the rodder could potentially try and blitz in and do something, so... Let's go ahead and get Mazda of Itza, our mad bashing Skink, in there for a touchdown. See if we get a nice, good old positive level up. And then the cheerleaders are usually pretty busy during our matches. We tend to score at least 1 or 2 times, sometimes 3. Or maybe even 4, like we did against the High Elves. So, got lots of cheering fans on the stands. We have lots of, I think, ogres and lots of nice, big, beefy dudes cheering for us, I imagine. So, time to put you back in the game in place of, well, I guess we don't want to have the, I mean, the passing Skink being in there is probably not a bad idea. Because then we can still maybe get a passing attempt in here, do something, so... So yeah, we still want to get some bashing in here before the match ends, so we're just going to leave the lineup, I think, about the same. Maybe on the edge, we want the block players in there now. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this setup here. I moved my Skinks a bit further forward in case I have a chance at getting a passing play before the game is over. And it's perfect Blood Bowl weather. And as happenstance should have it, we have the ball pretty close to our playmaking Skinks. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, if they want to go after that Skink, that's perfectly fine, actually. He's not really going to be doing a whole lot, so they do get the pickup, but we are right in their grill, so... So they get him on the ground. Let's move him that way. More open to getting a scoring attempt, and he is injured, but no long-term effect. So I'm going to keep the Apothecary going because, I mean, using the Apothecary there doesn't even get him back for this match. So as long as it's not anything terrible, I just want to have it just in case one of my bashing players gets hurt somehow. So. So I might have to just ignore him. And then maybe just get my bashing player another touchdown. I do think that I want to blitz the ball carrier. It's a matter of how do I want to do that. I think we have to do this block first. And we can easily blitz in with him for a 2-die. Let's at least see how the ball scatters before we decide what else we want to do here. Ideally, I'd blitz in this direction and have the ball pop out over there. Maybe that's actually a better idea here. Alright, so let's see if we can get enough assists going here to get a 3-die on this Nurgle warrior. And then we'll at least try and dodge him out of here. There is the tentacles roll, but I'd rather try and get out of there. Okay, so we don't have it. Alright, so we do have the 3-die there now. And then this will make it easier to try and get in there to get to the ball. I think it's worth trying to re-roll this, but yeah, we can't really afford to do that now, so I don't know, we could always blitz in with a 3-strength skink as well, but let's just try to get some blocks in here if we can. They're making it a bit difficult on us. Let's just do the blitz then. Block is going to work here, so let's just do that. Alright, so that's not a great scatter, but it's probably the best we're going to be able to do, so. Get him out in the scoring position in case we're able to do anything here. See if we can at least push him. I'm actually okay with this. Let's just do both down. Not really worth using my reroll on that. At least we get the guy on the ground and he can't do anything next turn. So we have one skink in scoring position. Our passing skink wasn't able to move before we did the blocking, so I was hoping to get this guy pushed at the very least, then I can move my passing player closer to the ball and protect him a bit more, but that didn't work out so well. And they failed to pick up. They'll probably use a reroll on it, and they'll probably get it because it's the computer player. Yep. Yep, we're going to dodge. Not allow them to injure him. They only get a push, but they're going to push him towards the ball? I don't know why they would do that, but okay. Our passing Skink's getting blitzed pretty hard here, so that's unfortunate. I shouldn't probably moved him first before bashing him there. So I am going to use the Apothecary on this one because I want him for the next game. Nope. Fractured leg it is. I cannot afford for a Skink to lose agility or movement, so I'm just going to have to deal with that. There's only one turn left. I'm fairly certain that we're at least not going to have anyone get terribly injured here, so or at least I'm fairly confident, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, I'm fairly confident that we're not going to have to worry about injury here. So I could get in with a blitz here. Maybe I could make a pass somewhere, I don't know. I think we have to make this block first though. Bonehead comes up again. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Alright, and let's make this one. Pushing is fine. At least we can make a block here. Two die against isn't very good, but it might be all that we have. Foul appearance again. Okay. Alright, so getting rid of one of these assists here might help out the block over there. I might have to do that one. I think we want to try and score. We have to do this block here, but their foul appearance is kind of fouling all this up, so that's a one die and that's a one die. So we'll just take this one die, see if we can try and get rid of the assist here, but we can't. Let's just move him there then and follow that up. And then that's just two die uphill and all that, so maybe it's not worth it to try and get in and score. I mean, he has block, we have a reroll, so let's at least try it, I guess. And let's reroll that. So yeah, that didn't go very well, obviously. I mean, I could have tried blitzing in with him and getting the ball, but he was like my only scoring threat if I wanted to try and score or get the ball. Get the ball and try and do a passing attempt or anything else like that. Bonehead coming into play here is probably what really hurt us. But, I mean, we're winning the game, so that's really what I'm concerned about. As long as we don't get any last-second injuries here, I think we're going to be all right. And caging up doesn't really do you any good at this point, so they might as well at least throw in the ball to get some star player points, but they're not doing that, so it is what it is. Yeah, not having Bonehead also eliminates the guard tackle zones, which is pretty bad. So because he doesn't have block, that means that he doesn't get him on the ground, so that's good. Alright, and that will do it. So, it wasn't our best performance, especially near the end there, but we're going to miss our passing player for the next game, but I think that overall we still did pretty alright here, especially since the Nurgle team can be a very good bashing team. The Beast of Nurgle can also be pretty debilitating, so. Alright, so the Mad Basher got the MVP, so he's very close to getting a level up here, so the more the merrier for the Sauruses. And unfortunately for them, this is the downside of not having 11 players on your team and using star players in the matches. They can steal your MVPs, and so can your loner players that are your journeymen, like the journeyman players that fill in for a match. They can steal your star player points with the MVPs, so that's a downside of doing that strategy to not inflate your team value. But yeah, we got many more star player points than they did. They got some injuries on our skinks, but we avoided nasty things at the very least, so I'm very cool with that. We got Mazda of Itza leveled up, and then we got some other star player points spread around, and Huntzor got his first level up, so we have a couple of eventful level ups here, and let's see how this goes. Team value is lower because the next game our passing player is going to be missing the next game to heal up from that injury. So Huntzor, what's your level up going to look like? Hopefully you're going to be doing some hunting here, so we're hunting for a very good roll here. Barely missed out on a 10, but it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference, so... And we could get another guard player, we could get Mighty Blow to try and do injuries, but I think that block is just all around the best for our sources. We just get as much block as we can. We have one tackle player for the more dodge heavy teams, so I think that we're going to be doing okay-ish. So we're just going to take block and not ever look back. So now all but one of our... Well, most of our sources had block now. The other one has guard, and then another one has tackle for the dodge heavy teams. Mazda of Itza, let's see how your level up goes. We look forward to this with great interest. Alright, so we don't really get much of a level up here. We could get Leap. We could try getting Leap so that way we can try and leap him over to get an advantageous blitzing position. Sure Feet would be a bolt-in reroll for going for it to try and do some lengthy blitzes against some of the more finesse dodge heavy teams that might be running around a lot. Jump up would also be kind of good here, but I think Sure Feet might be the best option. Diving Tackle, I haven't really found a use for that yet, at least from my experience. I didn't do anything in the previous player that got it. So I think we're just going to go for, we already have Dodge and Sidestep. I could get Catch to make it easier for him to score, but I want to have him specialize into being a blitzer, so Sure Feet's probably the best here for when we need to go ahead and do a sort of lengthy blitz action. Ideally, I would have been able to get a doubles roll there and get block on him, so he can have dodge, block, and sidestep, along with being a very just high movement player, but can't win them all. At the very least, we got a lot of players leveled up here now. Lazit De-qah is the only one that we're waiting on getting his level up, so... But he's the more recent addition to the team. Thankfully, the sources are developing now and kind of getting star player points going their way, so... And then the next matchup is going to be another Nurgle team. Or is that the same team that we already played? I think that's the team that we already played, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Alright, so I think this is going to be like a best 2 out of 3 type thing for every round of the tournament. I'm not sure if that's what knockout means. Yeah, I imagine that this is going to be a best 2 out of 3 thing with this team here. So missing out on my passing player is going to be rough. Yeah, I'm assuming that this is going to be a best 2 out of 3 situation, so I think I'll just go ahead and end the episode here. And I think that it's going to allow me to come back and play the next match. So let's go ahead and end the episode here so I don't have a super duper lengthy episode. So I thank everyone for watching. We will go back for the second 2 out of 3 against the Nurgle team that we just played, the Black Parasites. And hope that you all enjoyed the match. We did fumble around on some rolls a little bit, and I did make a couple of unwise moves, but you know what? No player is perfect, and no coach is perfect, so hopefully I just learned from my mistakes and try and make the best of what I've got. So thank you everyone for watching, and hope everyone is doing well wherever they're at, and that they had a very fun time watching this match. And I hope everyone joins me next time, and as always, take care.